Welcome, FNews57 here. Once again, I'm back on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on my Xbox. Today we are going through the Starting Room Challenge solo on Liberty Falls. This will be your walkthrough for reaching round 40. You can do this with the team or, of course, solo. With limited gumballs, lots of gumballs, or no gumballs. We're going to be keeping this towards the low gumballs, maybe no gumballs run. Just depends on how things go. If you succeed in reaching round 40, you will get a timed out ultra rare gumball, as well as 15,000 XP and an additional pack of gumballs. Now, I've already covered lots of other maps, so if you've seen this, then, well, you're probably already aware of some of the tips and tricks. But in case you haven't, I'm going to go over everything and leave the entirety of the gameplay in the video. So, we are looking at using the XM4. Pretty basic, whatever setup you want to use. I recommend the underbarrel drill charge for this map, extended mag 3. We'll also be using the commando grip light stock and the 3-round burst fire mod. This gives us drastically increased damage while still technically being a weapon that we can hold the trigger down on. In addition to that, I recommend a little bit of a unspoken tip. But go ahead and put that underbarrel drill charge on all of your assault rifles, just in case you pull one from the mystery box, and make sure that every single weapon you have a zombies build set for. This way, if you get it from the mystery box, at least you will have the attachments that you want for it. For field upgrades, we're going to be using Ether Shroud. You could also technically do this with Dark Flare, but I like the survivability of Ether Shroud. And then we'll use decoys, combat axes, and as far as a gumball pack, since I'm not really doing 100% no gums run, I am, but I don't want to make the video clickbait. I'm going to have fun with it. Alright, I have tons of gumballs. I have almost 99 plus of every gumball in the game that we farmed up, and I just don't normally use them. So, you know what? I'm gonna bring in a crate power. I'm just gonna use it to take the edge off of how annoying this challenge can be. Now, obviously, don't discount, even if you only have some rare gobbles, a Shields Up or Killjoy, Arsenal Accelerator, anywhere but here. Those can be lifesavers when doing this challenge if you get in a sticky situation. Also, if you have extra, you could bring in an on the house just to make the game a little bit easier. Obviously, if you want to make the game incredibly easy, then grab yourself a Perkaholic and the Hidden Power. And if you're really feeling froggy and have a lot of them like I do, you could always bring in a respin cycle. You don't have to have a respin cycle, but you can bring it in if you want. So, like I said, gobbles are entirely 100% personal preference. We're going to go ahead and start this up. I'm going to pack this video full of tips and tricks and information till your mind explodes. So, yeah, you might need a roll of duct tape ahead of time. Anyways, with that being said, feel free to skip ahead to different parts of the video if you would like, or if you already know the information. You will be able to use a lot of these tips and tricks on other maps. So, yeah, keep that in the back of your noggin. Just real quick before we jump in, I am going to go over augments. I almost forgot about it. For stamina up, we will switch to Dasher for this map. Quick Revive, it's going to be the same normal setup, Dying Wish. Juggernog, Probiotic and Hardened Plates, Melee Macchiato, Vampiric Extraction, Hidden Impact, Speed Cola, Supercharged with Fast Pitcher, Vulture Aid, Fetid Upgrade with Picky Eater. Death Perception is going to switch to Treasure Hunter because we're not using the shotgun ammo build. PhD Flopper, of course, still PhD Slider and Turbologist. Deadshot Daiquiri, Deadhead, Dead Break. Double Tap is going to get changed up a little bit and going to go to Double Standard with Double or Nothing. And then Elemental Pop is going to get changed to Imperial Peach and Pineapple Blast, allowing us to proc the ammo mod more often. All of your ammo mods can be set up however you like. The only couple to note that you really should have on is Shatter Blast with Blast Repair and Deadwire with Lightning Strike. The rest of it doesn't really matter. For field upgrades, you can use whatever you want. For me, I like to just keep Group Shroud on with extra charge on my Ether Shroud, even when playing solo, because a lot of times Burst Dash can get you killed. So now, you might notice a slight cut in the video because we're going to be doing things a little bit different, and this is actually the second hardest map in the game, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit easier to do these challenges solo than to do these challenges with a team, just because the more players you have, the more zombies you have, including specials and elites, and the harder it is to keep the zombies going where you want them to go. Now, just like the other maps, we do have the Rampage Inducer, and if you're not comfortable playing with the Rampage Inducer on, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and turn it off. You don't have to have it on. But I like to have it on because what we need to do is we just need to cycle the first, like, maybe 5 minutes of the game to get our first 2 random perks. And that's why I said earlier that you might have a slight little edit in the gameplay, because I am going to stress this a lot. I've stressed this in other videos, but you have nothing. Like, Liberty Falls, this is one of the most limiting maps as far as what we have to work with. We do have plenty of stuff to work with and plenty of room to move to go ahead and make this possible. Obviously, we're going to take advantage of this double points. One thing that you want to do so you don't accidentally do it later is you want to come up here and you want to activate that little section of the motel as early around as possible so you can go ahead and kill all of those zombies, and you don't have to worry about those zombies popping out of that door if you run by it later.
Insta-kill. Max armor.
Stepping up, I dare.
Alright, here we go again. First perk, what's it going to be? Vulture Aid. That is just not ideal. You really, really want Jug as your first perk. You'll notice that, like I said, I explained earlier, I cut because we were just not getting good luck with the perks. And at this point, we're basically doing no gumball runs. I have gumballs. I could use gumballs. I've used 0 gumballs so far. Honestly, it's way more frustrating to not use gumballs, but, you know, just to prove that you can do this. It all comes down to the luck. The luck on what perks you get. Like, if you get Jug in your first 2 perks, you are just golden. But doing this without Jug, there is such a insane difference between doing this with Jug and doing this without Jug. I'm just, yeah, I'm just something over here. I'm gonna have to turn off the Rampage Inducer soon. I've used 0 gumballs, by the way, folks. I'm considering doing a 0 gums run. Also, you will want to toggle off the Rampage Inducer relatively early on, like pre-round 10. Zombies get a massive speed boost with the Rampage Inducer on come round 10 and later. So I personally don't like playing with the Rampage Inducer on at that point. These guys are basically always turbo sprinters, and they cut off options for you. It's not worth it. I have an insta-kill in play, so for the moment I'll keep the whatever it's called, Rampage Inducer on. But that's just because we have the Rampage Inducer on to take advantage of speeding through the rounds and to take advantage of this insta-kill. I will be, of course, toggling it off here. It's going to make it so much easier to deal with. I don't know how I feel about getting Vulturade as one of the first perks. There seems to be this weird mechanic where what you get as your first perk determines whether you'll get Juggernog or not. And it seems like if you get Death Perception as your first perk, or you get Melee Macchiato as your first perk, then, at least for me, I cannot get Juggernog. Usually, if I get Vulturade as my first perk, then the game loves to give me PhD Flopper at some point, which is amazing. Now, Wave 11, this is where things are going to start to get a little bit funky. I'm getting a little frame rate drop here, but that's not necessarily too terribly bad. What is bad is taking a Mangler cannon shot to the face. We're going to be using this underbarrel drill charge launcher to take out the Mangler. It does a massive amount of damage to the Mangler if you direct impact them. And that's pretty much what we're going to be fearing, working with, and complaining about this entire time, are Manglers. We've got this guy just waiting. He's waiting behind the truck for us. I hit him with that second shot there. 2 direct impacts are enough to take out the Mangler. You want to take out the Wave 11 Mangler with regular weapons fire. No, like, nuke kill or, you know, something like a score streak. Just regular weapons fire. This way, it has the highest possible chance of dropping you a score streak. I don't like to use the nukes to finish the wave either. I like to make sure that I get as many zombie kills as possible. And you will have to get used to using a lot of equipment. Equipment is God. Even equipment that we normally would not use. So in this case, I have a molly on the ground, and I'm just going to pick it up, and then I'm going to aim it at one of the spawn points, and then go back and pick up my combat axes. While I would much rather use combat axes, any damage, any kills that we can get with anything else, or just simply the extra points from lighting zombies on fire, can be helpful. Always look for the Mangler or Manglers at the start of every wave, and make sure that you kill them first. The homing effect on their Mangler arm cannon, combined with the fact that it's a ranged attack, is usually what gets me killed. Out of all of my games, it's been the Manglers that have killed me 90% of the time. The other, like, 5% has been just me doing something stupid while recording and, like, showing what not to do, but not being able to recover from it. If you're going to go for a pack-a-punched weapon, you want to make sure that you have that pack-a-punched weapon by wave 15.
Bonus points.
Anything additional, like sentry guns while you can use them, they're really not going to help out that much. But I would go ahead and place them just so that you can get them out of the way. It's better off to have something that you have to control that makes your character immune to damage.
Decoy thrown.
Since I had a free decoy on the ground, I'm going to go ahead and just toss it in the path of the sentry gun. And then we're going to make the fatal mistake of not restocking our ammo prior to the start of the wave. Ammo only costs 250, so you should always, every single end of the wave, you should always restock your ammo for whatever weapon you have the drill charge launcher on. As long as this weapon isn't pack-a-punched, it's only ever going to cost us 250 for ammo. That is a super cheap way of dealing with, well, really any zombie. We'll go ahead and make a little bit of a hole here and get our second perk. Second perk coming in with Deadshot Daiquiri. Honestly, not bad, but not exactly what I wanted. I would have preferred PhD Flopper or Juggernog. You'll probably hear me say that a million times that I want Juggernog. And despite it being the perk that's been in the game for, like, freaking forever, and despite it being a perk that is basically a perk who most folks will go ahead and grab, like, immediately, it's probably the first, I don't know, first or second, maybe, perk that most folks buy. It's like the least likely perk to get in this starting room challenge for whatever weird, wacky, tacky freaking reason. I don't know. Feel free to use anything that you find on the ground, like smoke grenades at the start of a wave, to go ahead and hide yourself for a precious few seconds and let the zombies spawn in. Especially without perks making us tankier, we really have to avoid taking damage as much as possible. Obviously, even if you're not using gumballs, it's a pretty silly thing to not hit the mystery box. Hitting the mystery box for weapons is going to be a key part of doing this. Any crawlers or vermin that are created should be annihilated immediately. Under normal circumstances. If you can, you want to create one crawler, and you want to keep this crawler for the end of the wave. You want to get your pack-a-punched weapon or a higher rarity weapon. You want to do that prior to the start of wave 15. Alas, it doesn't look like I'm going to have any luck making a crawler.
Okay, I'm done warming up. Now shit's gonna get real.
More than likely, you should be able to get some sort of blue assault rifle from the mystery box by wave 15.
I think my ship just came in.
I like to get rid of my white XM4 weapon as early as possible. At least while hitting the mystery box. There is a reason for this. Whatever weapon you currently have equipped and whatever weapon you have slotted as your secondary are not going to be available to you in the pool of weapons from the mystery box. So in other words, by having that white XM4 equipped, or even as our secondary weapon, we're not going to be able to get the XM4 from the mystery box. And that can be a death sentence later on. Upgrading to a blue assault rifle is quite nice, because all of my assault rifles, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, all of them contain the underbarrel drill charge launcher. So basically, any assault rifle we get at this point is simply an upgrade for us.
Marks
Now, wave 15 is normally an abomination wave. However, wave 15, well, sometimes it is possible that it's a bug wave. If it's a bug wave, that gives you an extra wave before you need to deal with an abomination. Dealing with an abomination, even without pack-a-punched weapons, is entirely possible. Aim for the glowy bit, and try to put a drill charge in there. Remember that any weapon purchased from the mystery box is only going to come with 2 rounds for the drill charge instead of 3. So you will eventually need to buy ammo. It's a good idea to go ahead and get the zombies to kind of group up, especially since we're dealing with relatively low health, since we don't have any current survivability perks. It doesn't matter about our stockpile of zombies here. The main focus is going to be on taking out the abomination. Obviously, we will kill some zombies along the way, but the more zombies that we kill, the more zombies that are going to be spawning in different spots and just being generally annoying. Remember, you cannot buy ammo for the drill charge unless the drill charge is out, or you have used at least 1 bullet from the weapon that has the drill charge launcher equipped. As you can see, there is a ton of damage difference between the white XM4 and even this green Craig C, so going and hitting the mystery box is almost a must, even if you're not going to use anything, you know, like a crate power or whatnot. Since we don't have the arsenal station, we're forced to rely on the mystery box. Watch out for that field dark ether trap thing there. I really wish it wasn't in the starting room if you weren't doing the main Easter egg, because it's physically impossible for you to, you know, do anything. Like, we can't get rid of it. We'll get rid of that abomination. Hopefully he drops you a score streak. You're looking for the death machine, ideally, or maybe a mutant injector. Every time I have the mutant injector, usually bad things happen to me. So I'm not super keen on that. Once you pass the wave 15 point, you're more than likely going to get more blue rarity weapons, and you have a little bit better chance of actually grabbing yourself a purple rarity assault rifle. The odds of grabbing a legendary weapon on wave 16 or earlier are not great, but not terrible. We don't really have anything, so to speak, to use our points on right now, so hitting the mystery box and gaining points for use on the trap, as well as buying ammo, is really the only thing that we can do. If you have a respin cycle gobble and are willing to use it if you get a legendary weapon, like I just had there, a legendary Siren 9, but unfortunately that weapon is not going to help us at all with this challenge. I'm looking for the Craig C, the XM4, the AS Val, any of those assault rifles with legendary rarity right now would be amazing. I have the AMAX, which the AMAX is actually really good. It does have a slower fire rate, but its headshot damage is insane. So, at purple rarity, this is a weapon that is not pack-a-punched, and as long as we don't get stuck on stuff, we are absolutely just shredding these zombies right now. Obviously, it's wave 17, so, I mean, these aren't that difficult a zombie to worry about, but it's still nice to be able to shred them. Keeping in mind, if you plan on doing the Terminus map, well, you're going to have to do a lot of resetting to make sure that you get the perks that you want on that. And I would basically reset on the Terminus map, go get your first 2 perks, and reset if Jug is not one of your first 2 perks. That map is absolutely brutal, and that will be the last one that we tackle. I may not do a no perks run on that, to be completely honest. I haven't decided yet. Or no gobbles, I should say. On the tomb, I did a run with basically no gobbles. I mean, I used 1 gobble just for fun. Citadel D'Amour, I used 1 gobble just for fun. And Shattered Veil, I used 1 gobble just for fun. So I didn't put in the title no gobbles, just because, well, I didn't want to have clickbait. But at this point, we're going to try our damnedest to not use any gobbles. I do have a crate power if I want to play with it. And I do have like a Killjoy and a Shields Up, because those can save your life. Plus, I kind of feel like, yeah, technically no gobbles implies literally no gobbles used. But let's be honest, blue gobbles, everybody should have some blue gobbles by now. You do have to be careful about killing a massive amount of zombies at once, because then you're going to have a massive amount of zombies spawning in. And that's where you get zombies in front of you. And zombies in front of you are a lot more dangerous than zombies behind you. Namely, just for the fact that they can block your path. As you see, this GPR isn't doing quite as good. It's about 325 for a headshot with my Deadshot Daiquiri versus 481 on the AMAX. The AMAX does more damage per shot, but it just has a slower fire rate, slower handling. Third random perk, PhD in the house. Alright, let's go. PhD Flopper is a game changer. I cannot stress this enough. It is an absolute game changer. Almost as much as not grabbing ammo before the wave starts. Minor technicality, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and use that extra decoy and go over here to grab some ammo. Note that we did not get full ammo for our ballistic bullets when we had the drill charge out. It's weird. Don't know why the game does that, but it does. Whoa. Oh, come on. Little cooperation game. PhD Slider coming in here. Shouldn't even be known as PhD Flopper anymore. It is now renamed to PhD Slider because PhD Slider just saved our life. This slide ability, if you have PhD Flopper and you have the augments that I showed, PhD Slider, Turbologist, it's going to make your life so much easier. Again, we're going to focus more on the Abomination and less on the regular zombies currently. Right now, a little bit of Juggernog, Quick Revive, maybe Speed Cola, and I'd be just like cruising. We do have verticality, which can be helpful here. And you can do a decent amount of damage to the Abomination with regular bullets. Just shoot the glowy bits. If video games has taught us anything over the years, it's shoot the glowy bits. If it's red, it's probably going to explode. And if it's glowing, you probably should target that point. I'm thinning out the horde a little bit here just because we're dealing with too many zombies. And we've got some crawlers in the mix that are getting in the way. I'm only doing 13 damage if I don't get a glowy bit hit on the Abomination with the GPR. Let's see what the AMAX does. AMAX is at 18 if we don't hit the glowy bits. Almost 600 if we hit the glowy bits. More ammo.
Bonus points.
Like, I'm just doing this to say that we can. You know? Obviously, the more gumballs you're willing to use, and the more drill charges you're willing to use, the easier that this is going to be. If you don't have purple weapons, once you're done with Wave 19 to 20, that's a good spot to hold a zombie crawler and hit the mystery box. Hitting the mystery box for additional weapons or just an upgrade to the weapon that you have is honestly what's going to take the largest percentage of time for the game. Considering that I am already sitting on 2 purple assault rifles, I'm actually pretty happy here. I would like to get a legendary assault rifle, so obviously we're going to be hitting the mystery box. And personally, I really don't want the GPR because it's just lower damage. But for some reason, I'm also pulling a lot of green weapons right now. Probably because I got lucky and I pulled the purple weapons early. And I'm losing a little bit of frame rate too. I think it's because in single player, you have like this weird little bit of a cartoonish, like Borderlands style outline to a lot of the environment, that sometimes you just need to pause the game and kind of let your system catch up. Which is weird because I've never had to do that at any point in any of the zombie matches that I've played. I don't want to lose this GPR, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it back up. We do have PhD floppers, so considering the use of a ray gun is also a possibility. I can play with it a little bit, but I'll show you why very shortly. I don't particularly recommend it. If you don't have PhD flopper, put the ray gun away. If you do have PhD flopper, then you can consider using it. Grakova, especially if you pack-a-punch this with a crate power, can be kind of crazy. Oh, katanas, purple, not what I was using, but I love it. Look at that, nice. Oh, that's such a nice golden tiger stripe camo right there. I'm going to get rid of the Grakova in favor of the ray gun. So, a few reasons why I don't like the ray gun. One, I missed. I missed a vermin with a ray gun. That takes talent. The main reason I don't like the ray gun, it's not exactly fast to reload. It doesn't get a ton of ammo. Since we didn't use a gumball because we're doing kind of sort of a, as much as we can, no gumball run. Yes, this weapon is effective, but it's only effective so long, and it's only effective so much. Mostly when dealing with hordes of zombies. Not as effective at dealing with elites and specials. It's fantastic at blowing up vehicles, so if you want to blow up these vehicles around here with it, sure, go ahead and do that. Also, I don't want folks to say that, like, well, the only reason why you were able to do this without gumballs is because you got a ray gun. Because that's as far from the truth as you can possibly get. And I'm going to show you here why the ray gun is not ideal. Obviously, don't even waste your time considering the ray gun if you do not have PhD flopper. If you do not have PhD flopper, don't even think about taking this weapon. Again, there's that mangler shot going through the vehicle. We're going to have to use our ether shroud because we got stuck. This is me trying to show shit that I shouldn't be. Look at the mangler, right? Okay, we're not doing that much damage to the mangler with this ray gun. Yeah, we killed him in one engagement, but I could have done that with my frickin' drill charge launcher easier. Also, this gun makes crawlers. If you want crawlers, this gun is great for making them. Like, unless you direct impact, even though we're only on wave 21, we are still making a plethora, and I do mean plethora, of crawlers. Now, crawlers are bad because, guess what? Here's some crawlers. They're in my way now. Also, you get hardly any ammo when you pick up ammo for the ray gun. And for some weird reason, it really feels like the ray gun furthers to intensify your frame rate drop. So, if you have this issue, again, pause the game. Let your system catch up here. It gives you a chance to stretch your fingers as well. If you're going up this ladder, remember you can and you probably will get hit while going up that ladder. I highly recommend that you get rid of that ray gun as soon as possible, or better yet, never pick it up. I had to waste multiple armor plates and both of my ether shroud charges because of that ray gun.
I'm like a sack of dog shit.
I would advise staying away from hitting the mystery box too much till wave 25 at this point, if you have 2 purple weapons, or if you happen to have a legendary already. Fourth random perk, please be Jug. Stamina up. Stamina up is not going to do much for us. It will help us get away from zombies, so I guess that's not bad as far as a utility perk is concerned, but I really would have much rather had Jug. I'll use PhD Slider there to get my revenge on those crawlers. Since I have the AMAX already, I'm definitely going to buy ammo for it. Additionally, it costs 10,000 just to buy ammo for the ray gun. So, please, 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 please do me a favor and just don't use the ray gun. This thing is... I need to get rid of it. I will literally take any weapon instead of that ray gun right now. I could not believe that my game was starting to drop frames as much as it did using that ray gun. A cleaver? I don't think the cleaver is as good. I like the way my swords look, so I'll keep my swords. The aims is not bad, but I'd rather have the kilo.
Bravo fucking Zulu.
I got a purple kilo and a purple AMAX. If I was going to use a crate power, I'd use it on one of those 2 weapons right now. Since we're alright and the trap's off cooldown, we'll go ahead and kill that guy. I don't know why my camo's not loading in properly for the kilo. I do have it equipped, but for some reason it just does not load in. The kilo does massively less damage per shot than the AMAX, but just like the XM4, features one of the best in class reserve ammo and magazine ammo capacities. Oh, that mangler, man.
Sending decoy.
This is why it's very dangerous when you don't have an ether shroud. Oh shit, I missed. Alright, bear with me for a second, folks. Gotta lock in here. Just gotta clear things out. Gotta play your life out here. I'm in a bit of a sticky pickle. Double manglers in play. I don't like how they can hit you like that. I had 1 drill charge. There we go. There we go. Gotta fire a couple of shots just to be able to get ammo. Have a nice piece of solid cover. We can start working. Alright, much better there. Much better. Hotfoot coming in like a beast right now. For some reason, Hotfoot, I don't know why, but Hotfoot actually applies whenever you get a kill with the drill charge launcher. So, while most folks say don't bother with stamina up, and it's true, stamina up in and of itself is not uberly amazing, the fact that the drill charge launcher can proc Hotfoot is nuts.
kill.
Also, having PhD and having that slider augment, it makes it so that we can really get to a lot of power-ups that we might not normally have time to get to, just because they're too far out of the way. At this point, I really shouldn't waste too much time on the mystery box until after wave 25, when we have a significantly higher chance of getting a legendary weapon. At this point, if you're really unsure of doing this without perks, then, well, I don't know what to tell you. If you're lucky enough to get sentry guns, make sure that you just kind of place them somewhere where they can get some zombie kills. They're not going to be that helpful to you, but they will be helpful. Again, very important, prior to the start of each round, restock the ammo for both of your weapons. I'm more telling myself this due to the fact that I hardly ever buy ammo in a normal game of zombies. So I'm basically like always stingy with my bullets and not buying ammo till I have like one bullet left. But that's the opposite of what we want to do here. We want to buy ammo as much as we can, just simply because of the fact that we want drill charges. Honestly, we're moving almost too quickly. Oh, that guy's in a bad spot. There's a mangler at the ammo crate. Honestly, the ammo crate is in a kind of suboptimal location. That's a crawler. My sentry gun is going off. It's just chewing up stuff over there.
Keep stepping up, I dare.
That is a whole lot of zombies. I don't particularly want my sentry turret to engage the mangler, but, you know, it's okay. It got some kills. It did what it was supposed to. We're going to try to slide through that mangler cannon shot. I failed epically. If you don't have any drill charges, try to blow the mangler arm cannon off. That's the true weak point, at least prior to removing a mangler's armor. Prior to removing a mangler's helmet, the true weak point of a mangler is their arm cannon. If you blow it off, they are a lot easier to deal with. Plus, sometimes the mangler arm cannon will drop as a usable score streak, so if you have nothing else, at least you could use that. I'll take full advantage of this double points here. Restock ammo.
Double points.
We don't need the double points, but, I mean, hey, who doesn't want to have some double points, right? It's like I got nothing to spend my winnings on, but at least I won.
Lights out, toe tagger.
If only given the option, at least take out the vermin before anything else.
Mass casualties.
You should never really worry, especially at the beginning of a round, about taking out a lot of regular zombies. The more regular zombies you remove from the round, the more zombies are going to spawn to take their place. And more than likely, a good chunk of those zombie spawns are going to then be ones that you don't want, like special zombies. Now we're in a sticky pickle here. Luckily, I have PhD Flopper. And I have my trusty drill charge. I'm going to restock that while I can. more than likely I'm going to have to deal with some more. I just want to show that you don't even need necessarily the drill charge launcher to go ahead and take out the regular zombies. This is just a non-pack-a-punched kilo at purple rarity. And it's doing fairly well. I do have Deadshot, which helps with crits, but that's about it. This is a purple AMAX non-pack-a-punched. And it still does pretty decent. I mean, obviously, normally speaking, we would have pack-a-punched weapons, but since we're doing a starting room challenge, well, we don't. Gotta really watch out for those zombies when they spawn in. This is the biggest hurdle, you could say, is when the zombies spawn in. But once you have a good group of zombies built up, we're just going to go ahead and bomb them into non-existence-ness. Yes, that is a word. Random perk coming in. And we got Speed Cola. Now, that is unusual. Normally, I only have 4 perks prior to Wave 40, so getting a little bit lucky here. I guess the game knows that I'm recording, maybe. We're up to 5 perks. Of course, none of them are survivability, so really not getting the ideal set of perks. I know I'm not like, oh my god, Speed Cola. Speed Cola is nice. Your reload is considerably faster. But considering that, well, we're using the drill charge to kill the zombies, the reload speed is not as beneficial. I believe it does make a slight difference on the drill charge, though. At least it kind of feels like we're loading drill charges faster. And we do have our tomahawks that we can use, or combat axes, whatever you want to call them. Go ahead and restock ammo for both of our guns. Wave 25. This is past our crucial point here. There's the Wonder Fizz spawning in. Man, if only we could get to that bank roof. I feel so hurt that the Wonder Fizz is there. I can see it, but I can't get to it. I'm going to go ahead and use this trap for the first time here, just to buy me a little bit of survivability, and to slow down that abomination as he comes charging through, and charging back through a second time. Mostly the trap is not going to help you very much against special and elite enemies, but the trap will buy you a bit of time. Obviously it's going to do damage to the elites, and we can slide through it so we don't really take that much damage. Plus, it buys us a chance to go ahead and climb up on top of this roof and fire a drill charge down, killing all of those zombies that are below us.
Right between the glowing eyes.
Wave 25 is pretty much the point where you're going to notice that, you know, I kind of am not doing much damage. And as you can see, we're really not doing that much damage. So this is the point when you're going to want to go visit your, by this point, very old friend, the mystery box. Make sure that you eliminate any special or elite enemies with extreme prejudice. Then focus on making a crawler if possible, so that you can have more time and an easier time while hitting the mystery box. Due to the fact that we're not really dealing that much damage per shot with our ballistic weapons at this point, yeah, it really shouldn't be too hard to make a crawler. Then again, the crawler may be killed by the abomination, so it's entirely possible that you may not have a crawler. Always make sure that you check what score streaks are dropped. And having a get out of jail free score streak is amazing. I sadly do not have a crawler. That's unfortunate. Let's see if we can get a legendary weapon, though.
Hello, beautiful.
By wave 25, the vast majority of the weapons in the box that we pull should be coming at purple rarity. This is almost a guarantee.
That's an order.
When you start hitting the mystery box after wave 30, almost all of your weapons are going to drop at legendary. At least in my opinion. You do still get some, you know, blues and purples. Every once in a while, even like wave 55 plus, the box will throw you a random green weapon, just, I think, because it can. I'm looking for the AMAX or the Krieg C with legendary rarity right now. Model L at legendary is not bad, but it has a slower fire rate, and it doesn't have as much damage.
Give me a pistol, and I'm taking a hammer to you.
I really do love the Kilo, but unfortunately the Kilo does not show up very often.
The last quartermaster had screwed me like this.
Try to drag the zombie as far away from the mystery box as possible, so you get hit the least number of times.
Bravo fucking Zulu.
If you are going to pack a punch a weapon, Grikovas are honestly one of the best pistols, but they spit through ammunition very quickly, so you're going to be buying ammo a lot. Then again, you really have nothing else to spend your points on, so why not? Keep in mind, whatever weapon you have on the ground, there is a high likelihood that that weapon will disappear while you're over here spamming the mystery box for random weapons. As you can see, most of the weapons I'm pulling are purple. We had the one legendary that we took, and of course, you know, a few blues mixed in there. You're still looking, in my opinion, especially with a no gums run, you're going to be looking for an assault rifle with the drill charge launcher on it. If you're using Gumballs, then that's going to make your life just so much easier. It seems like this game really wants to give me the Siren 9, and I just really don't want to use this. At this rate, I'm probably going to get the Box Addict calling card before I actually get the weapon that I want. For some reason, I can't hit the mystery box. If that happens where you can't hit the mystery box, you may need to flip the round, because sometimes I feel like this box just goes on vacation. The frost line with Deadshot Daiquiri while pack-a-punched is actually pretty crazy. But then again, you gotta constantly, you know, really Deadshot Daiquiri spam. So, it might not be the easiest weapon for the challenge. The Marine SP, if you're going to pack-a-punch a weapon with crate power, is actually really good, because once it's pack-a-punched, not only does it gain increased ammo, but instead of reloading 1 round at a time, it reloads like 4 rounds at a time.
Think this is funny?
I tried the SVD with the full auto, or semi-auto, whatever you want to call it, conversion kit on there, but I really wasn't impressed with it, so I wouldn't recommend using it for this challenge. A purple Krieg C, not bad. Come on, give me a legendary. The Lardra is also really good. Like, this thing has a very fast fire rate, but being an SMG, it just does not have much effective range, so it's not ideal for this challenge.
Oh yeah, let's get kinetic.
Same thing with the PP. The PP is really good, but it has a relatively slow fire rate, so not ideal for this challenge, since we can't pack-a-punch it.
Oh, fucking Zulu.
LC-10, not a bad option, but not what we want. A War Machine,
Won't have to look far to find use.
we do have PhD Flopper, but also not necessarily ideal. A Mutant Injector would be amazing, though. The Fang FNG. Now see, this is where if you had a respin cycle, and you get a weapon like this where we don't want it, we can't use it. Yes, it's legendary, but it has such a slow fire rate, it's just not worth it. Strider 22s. These are insane. If you pack-a-punch these and you have the 3-round burst conversion on them, especially at close distance, you are going to deal a crazy amount of damage with those weapons. So
Beautiful.
that is an option. Without Pack-a-Punch, though, they're not necessarily ideal. If the mystery box is being mean to you, which that's exactly what it's doing right now, it's being very mean to me. This mystery box is just being a butt. The TR2 marksman rifle with the full auto conversion is actually pretty good, especially if you do Pack-a-Punch it. But it doesn't have the drill charge. The Thrusterdyne.
One hell of a smoke session.
You would think that this would be amazing because there's the whole like sit on the roof and spam, but we can't spam it since it's not Pack-a-Punched. So this is actually pretty terrible for us. It's honestly about the worst weapon that we could possibly get for it. Outside of maybe getting yourself out of a sticky situation, if you were surrounded, you could quickly use the left trigger ability and blast all of the zombies away from you. That's pretty much the only good thing that it has. Now we do have PhD Flopper, so like if we were using Gumballs and we got a crate power, which I do have a crate power, I could use it on this goblin, and this goblin Pack-a-Punched, it's actually kind of crazy.
I think my ship just came in.
It doesn't look like I'm going to have much luck here with the mystery box in getting what I want.
Hello, beautiful.
We'll try a couple of more times, and if we don't get it, we're going to have to just go past wave 30. Like I said, this is what's going to take the largest percentage of your time, is simply trying to find a better weapon, which is not 100% necessary because mostly you're going to be using score streaks.
Oh yeah, let's get
Okay, that was an RPG in the mystery box that then changed to a dissector. Well, that was different.
Bravo fucking Zulu.
I swear it's almost impossible to get a Model L from the mystery box. Chopper Gunner. Well,
I'd kill him with my hands if I had to.
honestly, the Chopper Gunner's pretty good.
I think my ship just came in.
I'm done hitting the mystery box for right now. There's getting to be too many things on the ground right now.
Hello, beautiful.
The bad thing is, there's so much here that I can't find my assault rifle.
Maybe needs a new pair of shooters.
Tear them to pieces.
A purple AMAX. Well, I went full circle.
Okay, designating Hellstorm target.
I really do not like vermin. I have died to these guys and their random lunge or like venom tail spit shit from across the map. So I have kind of a personal hatred for them and will more than gladly waste this war machine on them.
Whatever you spin up, I'll be fucking lethal with it.
I'm really hoping for a legendary kilo. Legendary kilo would be what I want, but I've wasted like 30,000 points so far on that mystery box and just got bub kiss.
Always aim for the 9.
We get about 500 damage, roughly. 500 damage per headshot with a purple AMAX. That's pretty good. We gotta get rid of this guy. before we do any more, like, testing or anything. Get rid of that annoyance. There's a crawler in play. Let's see what the, I think this is the Model L. Hitting a, maybe a little bit higher. I think I seen 592 on this. It's kind of hard to tell when you have so many zombies and some are armored, some aren't. 466 to 651 with all the different things that come into play with it between effective ranges and everything. Not quite as good, even though it is a little bit higher weapon rarity than the AMAX. AMAX has just given us more damage, even at a lower weapon rarity. We'll play hot foot around there. Oh, that's an insta-kill in play. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what I should never do, which is put my back to a corner, especially where a zombie can spawn at. Just trying to wipe out a good chunk of the wave here with this insta-kill. Gotta use the hip fire here. Buy myself a little bit of time. There is a full power there.
Time to ghost these moldy fuckers.
This way I have a chance to think. Make sure that I reload, grab ammo for both of my weapons, which the Model L also doesn't carry as much reserve ammo. So again, would be really nice to get a legendary kilo right about now, but we're probably not gonna get it. So we're just gonna have to make do with what we have. Yep, there's that Siren 9 again, dude. That gun loves me for some reason. If you get the abomination that spawns up high, that's a little bit unlucky. This guy has like a laser beam effect, so he can just kind of snipe you from up there. Keep that in mind. Since there's an extra decoy available, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of use those couple of precious seconds to deal with this mangler. And of course we have another mangler spawning. It's very dangerous going up this ladder. I cannot stress that enough how dangerous that is. I do have hot foot, so it's kind of working out a bit in my favor.
That's another bunch that won't be a pain in my ass.
Except for the fact that I'm always at like full ammo when I hit that box, and then I can't get ammo for it. Oh man, I did not direct impact that guy. Dude, if you don't get the direct impact, it is so frustrating.
Problems head on, I prefer them head off.
Alright, we got to think through these actions here a bit. I need to get to that ammo box. It can be difficult to grab ammo for both things at the same time. There is a death machine on the ground. While we don't want to necessarily use it to kill a mangler, I already have a chopper gunner, so I'm perfectly fine with using it to kill that mangler.
Max armor.
Also, if you're getting a little bit stuck, you can buy yourself some precious time by turning this trap on. Not going to help you as much with the big guy there, but it's going to help you with dealing with all of his little butt buddy friends. This can give you valuable time to work on other enemies. Remember, the higher the wave you go to, the more damage you're going to take from that Abomination's laser beam. And that Abomination's laser beam can hit you through things that you would not think that he would be able to hit you through. Kind of the same way that is happening right there with the Manglers. I'm going to have to use both charges of my Ether Shroud. That is so frustrating because zombies kind of split and run to the corners of the map. Alright, where's that other Mangler at? The other thing we can do, especially against the Abomination, is use our combat axes. While it's not going to do an insane amount of damage, it will make things a little bit easier for us. Unfortunately, the combat axe can very easily get stuck under vehicles or in an area that you can't go to on the map, and you won't be able to pick the combat axe back up. So, it's not perfect.
Decoy thrown.
Now that I have a moment's peace to just focus on the Abomination here.
Down, boy. Play dead. Good boy. You're not supposed to actually bite the bullet, you know.
Next wave will be the wave if you want to save a zombie, to save it and then hit the mystery box. Even with purple or legendary weapons, at this point, ballistically speaking, our weapons are becoming relatively weak without Pack-a-Punch, and it's just going to take an exceedingly long time to kill anything, so you're pretty much going to be relying on the trap and the drill charge launcher. If you do get Fetid Upgrade to proc, and you don't have your field upgrade, try to make sure that you stay in it for at least a little bit, without sacrificing too much of your health or armor. This way, at the very least, you'll get some of your field upgrade back. Having at least one charge of your field upgrade at any given time is huge. Especially if you're lucky enough to get the Fetid Upgrade to spawn at the end of the round. This makes a pretty good difference.
Smoke deployed.
Another thing you can do is use random smoke grenades that you find to buy yourself a few precious seconds at the start of a wave and let the zombies spawn in. Initially for, well, maybe the first 5 or so seconds they won't see you. You may still have to go ahead and use a decoy if you get trapped in a corner like I was, but thankfully we have Vulture Aid right now, so we're able to get out of that entrapment circle pretty easily. Obviously, remember, going up this ladder, you do get hit. It's stupid. I hate it so much.
That's my middle name.
It's like the zombies just game. They just, for some reason, they get a distance boost. And they like, I don't know, they just reach up there and they grab your underwear or something when you try to go up that ladder. So going up that ladder unprepared or at low health, it's not going to save your life. It's going to get you killed. Oh, shoot, I don't know what that was up there. I don't know how the hell the zombie died up there. I don't think that was a random perk. I'm just trying to get Juggernog, man. I have actually never been able to get Juggernog on Liberty Falls. Out of all of my attempts, I have never had it. Period. It's so annoying. I can take a little bit of a break here. Get my full power. Get this crawler out of the way. Those couple crawlers out of the way. Make no mistake, this is an endurance battle. Make sure we have ammo for both weapons at the start. We're going to have a decoy locked and loaded. It's a bug wave. While bug waves in the beginning of the game were super easy, bug waves here towards the end of the rounds, like, they're really annoying. These guys have such a lunge, and then they have that random acid shot that they can do. Like that. They can kill you. Especially with no jug. And they start to take a decent amount of damage to kill. Again, we can use the drill charge and just kind of blow up a huge chunk of them. Obviously, keep in mind, if you're using the drill charge to blow up a bunch of them at one time, then, well, there's going to be a bunch spawning in at one time. Beware, these guys have the same lunge, and as you've seen, I lost half my health bar through my armor. Like, these guys are, they're mean. They're mean. There's no two ways about it. I don't like the vermin. Eliminate them with extreme prejudice.
Max ammo.
Unfortunately, my controller has stick drift, so that makes this a little bit more difficult too. I will use the trap for this, just to buy myself a little bit of time, because I do see another abomination up here. You just have to be careful, lock in. If you get in a sticky situation, take a second, pause the game. That's why we're in a solo match. We can press one button to pause, think through what we need to do next. I got a second chopper gunner. Because I have a second chopper gunner, I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. I don't need it, but I have it. I might as well use it. Most of the zombies are probably going to go and hide underneath the roof of the hotel. So, probably not going to get a lot of effect out of this chopper gunner. We will obviously buy some time for the trap to come off a cooldown. Oh, there's a there's a power up. There's a power up. Let's see what it is. It was over here. Oh, it's gone. That's the downside to using a freaking chopper gunner. I missed whatever that power-up was. I don't think it was a random perk, but so far I've had 2 power-ups that I can't say for 100% certainty were or were not random perks.
Fit inside that box.
I like to try to sit up here and get one shot on the mangler before he jumps down, if possible. Not a perfect strategy, but it's fun if you can do it, if you can pull that off, because it really weakens the mangler and makes things a lot easier to deal with. We have this trap to work with, so we are going to work with this trap here. Got a pretty good kill count with that trap. Took out most of wave 33. Obviously, we can still do some damage here. We're not doing much damage. Kind of forget about ballistic damage and just use the drill charge at this point.
Max armor.
Again, we're going to make sure that we have full armor for everything. Well, full ammo, I should say. And let's see what we're running into here. I really wish I had Juggernog right now. Trap just came off of cooldown. Mangler just spawned in. Oh boy, there's a double hit. We got hit by 2 zombies that fast, just boop boop, and nearly lost all of our health. Dancing around these traps. Trap's going to be ending there. Okay. Killed off a decent chunk of the wave. Almost all of the wave with a single trap. Not bad. Try to leave 1 zombie alive. And then go make sure that you can get ammo for everything. Again, both weapons. Drill charge. Yep, we're good there. We're good there. There's a C4. If you want to use the C4, you can. And pretty much all we're doing at this point is waiting for the trap to come off a cooldown. There's only 6 waves left. This is the end stretch. This is the final gambit here. Don't muck it up. Wait for the trap to come off of the cooldown. Make sure your combat axes are stocked. Make sure your hands aren't too sweaty. We can get rid of some of the armor on this guy, you know. But right now, we're not doing much. Even with Deadshot Daiquiri, we're not doing much to this guy. There we go. Traps off cooldown. We eliminate him. Buy ammo. Immolation, liquidation. Alright. Not a bad gumball. Just goes to show we're getting gumballs while doing this. Probably going to have a mangler spawn in.
Just kept your head down.
I missed. Didn't have the perfect shot on him. Just gonna run all of his little annoying zombie brethren through the traps. We don't take much damage from the Ether Shroud trap, thankfully. So we can get a little aggressive with this. Not too much. You don't want to die, obviously. Gotta remember this trap is gonna go down pretty quick. Overall, not bad. Again, eliminated most of that wave. A good chunk of time is going to be spent just waiting for the trap to come off a cooldown. Since I have some crawlers, I could hit the mystery box. I'm doing a very good job of missing right now. Alright, I think there's only one zombie left. Wave 35, one zombie. Let's play it safe here. Purple nunchucks versus purple katanas. We're keeping the katanas. Not that we're going to use them, but... Traps off of cooldown. Ammo acquired. Oh, okay. I have a zombie glitched out over there. That's really weird. Alright. Not sure what was going on with that. That was...
Not how wars are won.
That was different. Ooh, FFAR. Legendary. I'll take it over to Model L.
Bravo fucking Zulu.
Faster fire rate. Get hot foot activated here. I feel better with a legendary weapon, even if it's not necessarily actually better. Bind him. Hit him with the drill charge. There's big boy. Hit him with the drill charge. Trap's going to be ending soon. We're going to have to Ether Shroud. We just took a stupid amount of damage from that Mangler Arm Cannon. Like, holy crap. That Mangler Arm Cannon just... it wrecked us. Remember, we really can't afford to take damage because we don't have Quick Revive and we don't have PH... or, Jug. Jug allows us to just take so much more damage. As I said, there is an insane difference between doing this with Juggernog and without Juggernog. Even this legendary FFAR, we're just not getting that much damage per shot. That's why I said, ballistically speaking, our regular ammo is, for all intents and purposes, useless. Like, this is just not going to do us any good at all. Even on the AMAX, that has higher damage per shot, it's not there. The only thing that we're killing things with right now, the drill charge, and of course, combat axe. And, well, a nuke. We'll top off our ammo. Make sure both weapons are good to go. The trap's off a cooldown. I've got a decoy. It is a bug wave, so... Gonna use that decoy. Oh my god, I almost died. That is why I do not like vermin, folks. These little shits are ridiculous. And here, legendary FFAR, like, they eat. They freaking eat. When you don't have Pack-a-Punch. Yeah. If it's not the Mangler that kills you, it's going to be the vermin that kills you.
Quick, painless, and brainless.
And they have a weird hitbox when it comes to the combat axe. So, like, more often than not, if you're trying to hit these guys with a combat axe, it's actually super difficult to do.
Max ammo.
Alright, I do have a decoy. I didn't use the trap. We have 2 waves to go, ladies and gents. I can feel this. Still no Juggernog. Still no Gumballs used. This is a no gums run, even though I've had the Gumballs to use. Probably should have used them. Looking for that Mangler. No! No, 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 no. Oh, man, that is why dude, I got like 1 slap there. Luckily, I did not lose PhD. I lost Speed Cola, but that is bad. That is really, really bad. I tossed my decoy to get the zombies away from me for half a second, and then they were all just behind me. I'm pretty sure I got hit like simultaneously by 3 or 4 zombies, and that's why we went instantly down. I was doing so good too. Well, other than that, it's been a pretty good run. We have an abomination in play. It goes without saying this abomination needs to be killed before you flip the round. I'd love a random perk right about now, game. Wait, is that what I think it is? That's a mutant injector. That is huge! Alright, well, you know what they say, luck's a skill too, right? Where is that ugly mutta? There's the abomination. Even with a chopper gunner, that abomination just eats. Alright, not ideal. Not ideal. Okay, traps off cooldown. I love it. Grab our ammo. This is not perfect, but it's not bad. One more wave. Final wave, ladies and gents. Off to a little bit of a rough start. We're hitting this trap. Gee, 2 HP, bro. 2 HP. That's all we had.
Oh, he's got one foot in the grave. Keeps things interesting.
The Mangler cannons are freaking no joke, bro. Why am I playing in slow motion? I gotta get out of this game, dude. This slow motion, like, frame shit. Pause. Alright, give the system a second to catch up. What the heck? Huh? Okay. I PhD flopped? Oh, come on, move! Dude, it's like I'm freaking running in molasses right now. I don't know what's going on with my game. Alright, we dealt with the second Mangler.
Just clearing out the riprap.
Something is not right with this mode. Oh, as if to add insult to injury, we're going to get another random perk. Unfortunately, it's melee macchiato, so it's not going to help us at all. Now, remember, once you do successfully finish this, you unfortunately don't have much at your disposal. Your options are to quit the game or feed yourself to the zombies. Those are the only ways to get out of the game. But you're going to see it once wave 40 pops up here. You're going to start seeing your gumballs roll in. It always starts with the gumball pack first.
Decoy thrown.
And then a few seconds after that, you're going to see it. You're going to get the timed out pop-up. It's going to say goal achieved. And now it is time to feed yourself to the zombies. I can't believe we finally got that done on a no gums run. No gums used from start to finish this entire time. Not a single gumball, not even a whimsical gumball. And I did not get jug or quick revive. That was abso-freaking-lutely insane. Now, obviously, if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to ask. Leave me a nice spicy comment. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll do my best to try to help you guys out. And, of course, share it with your friends. Leave a like on it. You know, I'm going to show the after action report here. If you feed yourself to the zombies, then you do get the after action report. If you don't feed yourself to the zombies, you don't get the after action report. So if you just go over here and you go to leave match, you don't get the after action report, which is really, really dumb. I don't know why it does that. So we're just going to keel over. Oh my god, the zombies. Even though I wasn't actually finally hit by a zombie, I killed myself in the trap. For some reason, the game counts it as a hit. We are done, skis. We are good to go. An hour and a half for that. That took way too long. Probably 20 minutes of it was spent just hitting the mystery box. But let me know what you folks think. Second hardest map in the game with 0 gumballs done. 0 gumballs used solo. Not bad if I don't say so myself. There's our starting room rewards with the timed out and gobble pack and everything. Thankfully, we now see that on the after action report there. Timed out, gobble pack, XP, plus of course the gobbles that we spun before during the game. Overall, not too shabby. Thank you all very much for watching. Till next time, my brothers and sisters, thy legion, stay frosty.